Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your last video in your integers unit. We've combined 2 6 and 2 8 into one video, and your target is that you can multiply and divide integers. There is going to be a significant number of examples since it's covering 2 lessons, and there's going to be a significant number of diagrams. You don't need to write down everything, but I definitely would write down all of your examples that you do, and then the key concepts, so where it's giving you like a rule for multiplying or dividing. So this one, I'm just going to talk quite a bit, and then when I'm done, maybe pause and write down what's important for you. So really, we're talking about multiplying integers. What you need to remember is that multiplication is the same as repeated addition. We know that. So when we see 4 times -3, remembering that those parentheses mean the same as if we were to write a multiplication sign, that is the same as doing -3 plus -3 4 times. Okay? And what we get then is -12 when we add all those together. So you can see that on a number line, it's -3, -3, -3, -3. So 4 times -3 is -12. The commutative property, if you recall, is when we can rearrange the order and it means the same thing. So the big thing for multiplying integers with different signs that you would want to write down is that the product of 2 integers with different signs is negative. So what that means in maybe even a smaller sense would be that a positive times a negative equals a negative, just like a negative times a positive would also equal a negative. Different signs, you can think about 2 friends with varying views or different things, they might have a negative time together. Okay, so if you think of a Republican candidate and a Democratic candidate for president, they're probably going to have a negative time together. They're not going to agree on much. So let's try that, dividing with different signs, remembering that different signs are always going to be negative when there's 2 of them, okay? So 3 times -5, I see that they're different, so I automatically know that my answer is going to be negative, and I know that 3 times 5 is the same as 3 5s or 5 3s, which is 15. -6 times 8, negative and positive is negative. 6 times 8 is 48. Give them a try. That easy. Notice different signs, positive and negative. Negative, 9 times 2, 18. So again, pick the sign, then multiply. -7 times 4, negative and positive, different signs is negative. 7 times 4 is 28. So again, there's going to be some images here. Don't chase me to write everything down. Listen and then pause and write down what you need to. So notice that a positive times a negative is a negative. That's important. We see that we're continuously adding 3. Then once we get a negative and a negative, that actually becomes positive. Same sign are going to be positive. So the more I multiply, I'm going 2 times -3, going up. And you can see that on a number line, you could see that as well. Okay? And then so for each product is 3 more than the previous product. The pattern also can be shown in number line. So going up 3, up 3, up 3, and up 3. So this is the key concept that you're going to want to write down, that a same sign, so positive times a positive is positive. A negative times a negative is also positive. So you can think same sign, like 2 people that are very similar are going to have a positive time because they get along. Republican, Republican, Democrat, Democrat. They're going to get along. They're going to have very similar opinions, and they're going to have an easier conversation. So multiplying integers with same signs. Let's practice them. So if I have -11 times a -9, same sign, so I know my answer is positive. 11 times 9 is 99. This one, find -4 to the 2nd power. That means -4 squared, which is the same as -4 times -4. Same sign, positive answer. Down here, it gets a little tricky when there's 3 numbers. So order of operations, just go left to right. Negative times a negative, -3 times -4, we get a positive 12, but then we're still multiplying by -2. So now they're different signs, So it's going to be a negative answer. 12 times 2 is 24. Now give these a try. Pause and try them out. Negative and negative, same sign is positive. 12 times 5 is 60. Negative 5 to the second power would be negative 5 times negative 5. Same sign, positive 25. Again, left to right, negative times negative is positive times another number. Times 2 I know is 70, so 70 plus 3 for, oh, that's a negative 3. So different sign, so it's negative 105. There. Let's talk about dividing. Very similar. So a little key thing here. Dividing numbers is related to multiplication. Remember, those are opposite operations, or inverse, so we can use a multiplication sentence to help us with a division sentence. If we know 2 times 6 is 12, that means 12 divided by 2 would be 6. If 4 times 5 is 20, then we know that 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay? So since multiplication and division are related, we can use them, the same sign rules, when multiplying and dividing. So notice different signs. If 2 times negative 6 is negative 12, then that negative 12 divided by that 2 could be negative 6. If negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12, then that positive divided by that negative would be negative. So if you notice again, different signs, negative answer, different signs, negative answer. Same sign, positive answer, different signs, negative answer. So you're going to notice that same pattern with division. So again, I would record my key concept, similar to multiplication, that a positive divided by a negative is negative, just like a negative divided by a positive would be negative. So again, try some, write them down, do your best. Positive divided by a negative, my quotient will be negative. 80 divided by 10 is 8, so negative 8. Negative 55, this is the same as written like this. Signs are different, so my quotient is negative. 55 divided by 11 is 5, so negative 5. Give them a try. Different signs, negative. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So notice how I pick the sign, then just do division as normal. Different signs, negative. 81 divided by 9, 9. Negative divided by positive, negative. 45 divided by 9, 5. Way to go. So now same signs, last little bit of normal stuff before we get to expressions. So again, dividing integers with the same or different signs follow the same rules as multiplication. Okay? So we have this rule. We have the same sign. So a positive divided by a positive will be positive, and a negative divided by a negative will also be positive. That got a little messy. So if I'm dividing negative 14 by negative 7, negative divided by a negative is positive, and 7 goes into 14 twice. Negative over negative is positive. 4 goes into 24 6 times. Same sign, positive. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Same sign, positive. 7 goes into 24 or 28 4 times. Okay, last little bit. This is evaluating expressions. So remember to be careful with your negative signs. So evaluate P, Q, R if P is negative 3, Q is 4, and R is negative 1. Maybe a good place to pause and write these down and then show, or watch some and then try. So I replace, substitute in, P is negative 3. Remember, this doesn't become, they don't just go in between. Showing multiplication, you're going to put those parentheses in between the numbers, 4, and then R. So I multiply, and you could, multiplication can go in any order, so I could multiply my negatives together first if I wanted. So I could do negative 3 times negative 1, same sign as positive 3, times 4 is 12. Or you could go left to right, that's fine too. Next one, evaluate negative 16 divided by x if x is negative 4. So negative 16 divided by negative 4. Same sign, positive. 4 goes into 16 4 times. You try. Evaluate x, y, z. I plug in for x. I plug in for y. And I plug in for z, separating by parentheses. I'm going to move left to right on this one since my negatives are together. Negative and negative is positive. 28 times 2, 456. Over here, a divided by b, negative 9 divided by negative 3. Same sign, positive 3. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We did a nice job going through 2 lessons at once. Key things to remember are what signs. Okay, so same signs, positive, different, negative. That's it. Rewatch, do your examples, come with questions. Don't forget to be yourself and be awesome.